So guys, you are MMA UK News. Obviously myself, Stoomboy, as always, for the MMA UK BJJ show. So talking about SGI8 that we've been talking about for the last week or so. SGI8 is going to be Saturday. So this Saturday coming, the 9th of October, and it's going to be at the Maryhill Community Halls. Absolutely fantastic venue. Doors open at 5 o'clock. First fight is going to be 5:45 with the 8-man open weight tournament, and then it's going to be headlined by that same open weight tournament, the final of that. I can't stress this enough. I've been talking about this since day one. Tickets are only available on the Scottish Grappling page on Eventbrite. Reason for that is a council-run building, and council unfortunately have strict rules when it comes to track and trace. So make sure you do get your tickets directly from Scottish Grappling, because if you turn up on the night, unfortunately, you will be sent packing because you will not get in the venue at all. So a lot of singles matches on, a lot of fantastic single matches, again, from start to finish. There's going to be, I think, 3 intervals. So obviously the first interval is going to have the quarterfinals, and then obviously some singles matches. Second interval will be the semi-finals, some singles, and then obviously the last one will be some single matches, and then obviously that final as well. So my next guest is going to be one of the competitors that's going to be competing at the event. So James Smith of DMMA. James is going to be up against Jan. Now, Jan, apologies for obviously making an absolute mess of your name, but Jan Tartarinovic, I think you pronounce it. I said, if I'm wrong, Jan, you can let me know on Saturday night. So James is going to be up against Jan of CVA Jiu-Jitsu. So James, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on, buddy. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Real good. Thank you for having me on. How you doing?
I'm very well, sir. I'm very well. So James, obviously for you then, training. I mean, how's everything going now that we're now officially open and we've now got obviously proper training partners and stuff like that? So James, you hear me okay?
Hello?
Hi, sorry, you hear me okay, yeah?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Lost you for a bit there.
So what I was saying is, how's everything going with you in regards to training now that we're officially back open?
Yeah, training's been good. I mean, even before, throughout, I still managed to train, not as frequently, obviously, as when things are open, people are available and that. But since it's open, I've just kind of, I think like most people, just really wanted to get back into it. And I've been training myself throughout. I'm always kind of keeping my physical fitness up as well. That's always a constant. But as soon as we got back in the gyms, hit the ground running, just picking up, working systems, things from before, just constantly building on the game.
Definitely. And how's the classes at DMMA? Are they busier now than what they were before the lockdown?
Real busy, yeah. Like obviously, you got that initial wave where you thought like all the new people, like, oh, I want to sign up for this, sign up for that. So real busy. Good group of the core guys come back, and then there's been some new guys as well, which is quite good. And it's obviously been a few months now, so
I think we've just lost James. It's that Dundee Dundee internet, James. It's that Dundee internet. It's not very well.
It is, mate. It is. It's going to see if I can move and get a bit better signal. Sorry about that, bud.
No, that's fine.
Not really sure where I got cut off there.
So you were saying about obviously having the core group of guys. Obviously you've got the new guys coming in, but obviously still having your core group of guys obviously still coming in and training as well.
Yeah. So pretty much that. Yeah, and obviously I got the news a few weeks ago about the SGI. As soon as I got that, I was getting loads of messages. When do you want to train? We'll go in. I work full time, so it's obviously needs to be all around that. But kind of getting in the gym every day, getting rounds in.
Yeah.
Sometimes twice on the weekend. So good.
Definitely.
Yeah. Definitely. I take it like most people are like me, just in training in general, you just you're in love with it anyway. So the more rounds you can get, the better.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
love of the game type thing.
And there's a few of you guys on this one as well. There's a few DMMA guys, so it's going to be a comfortable situation for you having obviously a few of your teammates on the card as well.
Yeah, for sure. We've already been kind of talking about. So I think we're split over the 3 intervals as well, which is quite good. Lewis in the first, me in the second, and Andrew Marley in the third. So that means we can kind of, take time. People want help with warm-ups, want to go over anything, and just, yeah, it's not too close, so you're needing to worry about your own match, obviously, which is why you're there. But be good to kind of help each other out. Hopefully go 3 for 3.
Definitely, definitely. So, and then what about you? Said obviously you work. So, what is it you do outside of jiu-jitsu?
I work full time in a textile factory, actually,
Right,
typical
right.
Dundee. So,
Yeah,
not the most exciting thing, but pays the bills, eh?
well, it pays the jiu-jitsu classes.
Exactly, exactly that.
Definitely, definitely. And then we've got a quick question coming in. So obviously, Aaron East, one of MMA UK's reporters, so he's coming in saying, with the event fast approaching, what will you be doing for your final preparations for the match? So I don't think we're going to answer that, Aaron, because this is what we were talking. We were talking about this off air, just saying that we want to kind of keep some of the secret stuff until Saturday. So we don't want to give too much of a game plan away. But I mean, how does when you typically coming up to a competition, James? I mean, because most people go like they'll train right up to maybe the day before, and they'll take a day off. I mean, how does your kind of final week look?
Well, to be honest, it's all the weeks leading up to this. That's getting all the.
So we got these. There we go. We've got him back.
Terribly sorry, man. Yeah, for me, I think all most of the work's done in the weeks leading up. That's when you get all your hard rounds in. You want to exhaust yourself. You want to simulate 10 minutes. Like, right, okay, you're exhausted. You want to push it. That's when you're doing it. You go hard. Obviously, I'm going to go training tonight. I'll be in the gym at 8, but I'll be training. But for me, I like to taper things back. I like to be feeling fresh. I'll still be active, moving, physical exercise, but no, not necessarily trying to beat myself up. Want to kind of be feeling good.
Yeah.
This past week, taper off. I say that to myself because me personally, when I train, I just like to go hard. It's kind of just in my nature. Always the way I train. I'd rather overtrain for something and be like, I overtrained a bit, than not train enough. And I get to the date and I'm like, oh, I wish I'd done this. I wish I'd done that. So I've been training hard. I feel like most of the work's done. So make sure everything's sharp, make sure everything's feeling good.
Yeah. Aaron's just came back saying fair play. So obviously we're talking about keeping that secret stuff. So yeah, as I said, Aaron, we definitely don't want to give away too much, because as I said, we definitely want to see what's going to happen
Keep
on
it
the night.
spicy for Saturday.
Yes. As what was it? Was it Nate Diaz said? Keep that secret ninja shit until
That's
Saturday.
it.
So,
That's it.
and then obviously the match at SGI. Then, so obviously against Jan of CVA. So, what do you know about Jan? Do you know much about him at all?
To be honest, I don't know too much. He seems quite private. Obviously, you get the matchup, you do your search in that. Not really giving too much away. I've heard I think he's quite taller than me at least. I think he's a bit of a lanky, bendy guy. Like, I don't know. I don't really quite know what puzzle is going to be presented, but I've been kind of told a bit that. So, not too sure.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing about certainly jiu-jitsu guys. I mean, we never worry about what our opponent's going to do. We always worry about what we're going to do on the night.
100%. 100%. Obviously, there's things to be said for doing your research, and you can know so much, but once you start feeding into that side of the external things, like my opponent's, like, what's my opponent like? Does my opponent do this? That's all the anxiety, things out your control. It's like, right, what can I do? What are my things that I need to be getting better at? And that way, when you come tonight, you've got the confidence in yourself, you know,
Definitely.
feeding into yourself.
Yeah. And then what about, I mean, when you're competing, I mean, nerves. I know nerves get to some people, nerves don't bother others. Well, what about you? I mean, do you ever get nervous, or are you just excited about getting on the mats?
Yeah, for sure. For sure, get some nerves. A little bit. I mean, the last competition I had was the Scottish Open,
Mm.
and you know, I only did the no-gi, and I was through in the morning at like 9 o'clock. So
Yeah.
I kind of had to wait about all day. So there was a bit of nerves, but you know, about 40 minutes before my match, I went to go start warming up, and then as soon as I went, I'm going to warm up, switched in my head, just still, calm, nerves gone, get on the
Yeah.
mat, do your thing. That's usually typically I'd say what it's like for me. Obviously, nerves are there, but when it comes down to crunch time and you're getting in the zone, just gone.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, I get like for me, I don't really get nervous. I get excited about
Yeah,
getting there. I think the thing that bothers me, which probably bothers most people, is the waiting about all day. So especially you saying coming in at 9 o'clock, you're maybe not fighting till like let's say 2, 3 in the afternoon. So you're having to wait about, and you're just. I mean, you'd rather go in at 9 o'clock and fight at 9:30 than go in at 9 o'clock and then have to wait. But then obviously you're there
100%.
watching teammates and stuff like that. So, but that's my big issue is waiting about all day just to get on for that. What 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. Just want to get it over with, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, much rather rock up late, do your warm up, do the match. That's it. Get
Yes,
it done.
yes, yes. And then what about you? I mean, what's your future plan? So what would you like to see from yourself going forward then in regards to because you obviously mentioned obviously the Scottish Open that you did. So would you be looking at maybe doing some other kind of competitions or tournament style competitions, or are you maybe looking at maybe doing some more kind of invitationals, submission onlys and things like that?
So as far as for me, yeah, what I much prefer is sub only invitationals. Um, you know, I kind of like I had refunded credits from a couple of years ago when I had to cancel a comp, and then that came up. The
Yeah,
lockdown was over. I went boom, book it. You know,
yeah,
but I personally don't favor the tournament style as much or IBJJF kind of like I like to be able to step on the mat and train how I train in the gym, and I train everything like um, you don't want to get on the mat and go, oh, am I going to reap his leg, or can I do this? And because I was sitting there the night before going like checking through all the rule book, I'm like, right, what subs can I and can I not do? And
yeah,
I'm not as familiar with it, so um, for me, it's just like I just want to go step on the mat and do what I always do in the gym type thing.
yeah,
Um, much prefer the format kind of thing as well. Like some tournaments, I know they've got more of like an eliminate. Like you can lose your match and still have other matches throughout the day.
yeah,
Sometimes I think it's a bit, you get put out in your first match. It's a bit,
yeah,
you know. No, I definitely much like that. Things like the SGI as well. It's an event. You
yeah,
know, there's one big mat in the middle. You've got 3 tiers of seats boxed around it,
yeah,
and everyone's come there to watch grappling, and they paid their ticket, and the one match in the middle, it's not 4 or 6 match or whatever spread about loads of matches.
yeah,
I personally like what they're doing with it. You know,
yeah.
you create a buzz about it, actually make it something, and it becomes something. You know.
Definitely. So you're not a points player then. You're definitely not.
Nah, I like to go for the kill.
Nice, nice. I like it. I speak to a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people love the point system and then building up some points and then going for submissions. Other people like to yourself, just like, do you know what? Let me just go. Let us two people just go in there and just attack each other until somebody submits the other person.
That's what I like. Well, each their own. I don't say one's worse than the other. I maybe personally favor one,
Yeah,
but yeah, if I've got some sneaky or slick stuff I want to pull off, you want to go be able to throw it on and go, oh, right, well, I didn't get it and he passed, but it doesn't matter because I'm not giving up points. I know how to get out of side control, so what's the deal, you know?
Yeah.
It kind of, for me at least, frees it up a bit. And then, like you're saying, it also feeds into tactics.
Yeah.
Someone's like, right, you know, taking someone down a pass and I'm 5 points up. I'm gonna hold them for a bit, and it's like
Yeah.
stalls the match a bit, and you know,
It's frustrating. It's very frustrating when it happens. Do you know what I mean? So it can be. That's why I mean, a lot of people when they watch jiu-jitsu, they're like, "Well, it's boring to watch because they'll go to local comps or IBJJF comps, and that's what they see. It's people
yeah,
stalling, especially. I mean, you see it at black belts, you see it at every level, but they'll get to, as you mentioned, they'll get to a certain points advantage, and then they'll stall out the rest of the match. Which, as I say, for the spectator, especially someone who doesn't know jiu-jitsu, then yeah, I
yeah,
mean it can be very, very boring. So
yeah.
so that's why obviously submission onlys make it a little bit more exciting. So and then James, last thing for you then. I mean, anybody you want to shout out to? So obviously friends, family members, teammates. It's been a long journey for you so far. So there's probably a lot of people. So
Yeah, I don't know, loads of people. Just everyone I train with: Ben, Graham, Marley, Lewis, Dunsmore, Chris, Lloyd. Just I probably forgot loads of people, but you know,
yeah,
friends, family, mum, dad, Mark, Luke, Jacob, my girlfriend Emma, just everyone around me. You know, got a lot
definitely.
of good people around me. Good life, thankful for it. So
Yeah.
shout out to all of them.
Definitely, definitely. Well, listen, guys, James Smith, DMMA, is going to be up against Jan Tatarinovic of CVA. Promises to be a great match. I mean, as the looking at both of these guys, it's going to be a very, very interesting one. So, yeah, make sure you're there watching this one. I love watching the DMMA guys. The DMMA guys do bring a different style than most gyms. So, again, they're always looking to attack. So, looking forward to seeing you three guys coming through. So SGI8, Saturday the 9th of October, this Saturday coming. Make sure you're there. 5 o'clock, the doors open. And yeah, we'll see you there. So James, listen, absolute pleasure, buddy.
Brilliant. Thanks a lot, bud. Cheers for that, Stoon boy. Good chatting
Not
to
a
you.
problem. Yeah, you too. Listen, stay safe. All right, and I'll see you Saturday, buddy.
See you Saturday.
Take it easy, mate. Bye-bye.
Take care. You too, man.